Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Profit Talk. We do this every single week on Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That is 7:30 if you're in LA, 10:30 if you're in New York. So good morning, everyone. Welcome. Let's jump into this week's topic, which is the hidden cost of do-it-yourself bookkeeping for healthcare providers. A subject that is near and dear to me because I see this all the time. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to start sharing right away here. The thing that's important to understand, and let's see, that is not what I wanted. Hang on a second here, please. Give me another second. Thank you so much for your patience. There we go. Okay. The hidden costs of DIY bookkeeping. Translate your amateur bookkeeping efforts into dollars. Now, you understand that you spent many years, probably an average of 10 to 11 years, between education and residency. Sorry about that. To become a doctor in the first place. In none of that period of time, unless you actually took this as a minor and you're absolutely crazy, did you take any business management or accounting courses? It's not your zone of genius. So we understand that you're a very intelligent person if you're a doctor. You have to be knowing all those Latin terms and keeping everything straight about the chemistry of the human body. No small feat, and we have all the respect for that. But here's what happens when you're basically doing your own bookkeeping. You could easily be losing 5 to 10 billable hours a month. That's probably a very conservative estimate. 5 certainly is. Once you open this up, for one thing, you're not a bookkeeper, so you're basically teaching yourself as you go and spending twice as much time on it as an experienced person would. So this can translate easily from $1,000 to $3,000 or more in lost revenue every month. Think about that. That's up to $36,000 a year. And here's a thought that I had that I want to share with you. This should be an epiphany moment for you. If you pay somebody else that money rather than losing it on your own, you're still basically spending the money, but you actually have given yourself time back to bring in more gross revenue. You have more time for your patients, you have more money, and basically it pays for itself. So I kind of made a little allegorical joke here, but here's the case. Would you use a Ferrari to deliver pizzas? You're basically paying your own premium physician rates to do something that, as we've said earlier, and no offense to you, but this isn't exactly your zone of genius. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to some of the risks that you haven't thought about. One thing, HIPAA compliance you certainly know about, but the IRS and FINRA, which is the federal law that basically is HIPAA's counterpart for the financial world and the things that I do for a living, basically covering governance of financial information as well as privacy and confidentiality. There are considerations that you may or may not be aware of, but most likely aren't. So there are healthcare specific tax deductions you might not have thought of. So another thing, medical practice accounting nuances that could trigger audits. It's possible. I know you may be thinking, well, the IRS is underfunded these days, so there's probably not as many audits. And to a certain extent, that's true. But what we promise in my practice, not only full charge bookkeeping, but micro forecasting and business advisory, is that you want to be as audit resilient as possible. There's no such thing as audit proof. Anybody can be audited. Now, the percentages are lower for people that make less money, but you're in a potentially high income field, so this should always be a concern for you. Then there are state specific regulations also. So, and you're already doing administration, and you can't avoid it. You've got to have your electronic health records, certainly, and your transcription and other record keeping. These are things that are already sucking down your time as far as seeing patients, as it were, but they're absolutely ordinary and necessary to your practice. So Um, yes, you should keep that in mind as well. 88% of physicians report impacts from physician shortages. Now, that is probably not going to get any better. We touched briefly over the last couple of weeks on some of the effects that the new tax reform may have on practices. You may see more uninsured people, more charity cases, and basically more difficulty earning a living in your chosen profession. So, people are still going to need health care. You are recession proof for the most part, but getting paid is going to become more difficult. And as that happens, we may actually see an attrition in the medical field to a certain extent also. You can't afford to take yourself out. So also you can't afford to lose more patients. And what if you, in fact, are able to develop new lines of services, for example, things that are, can enhance the preventative type of healthcare that your patients can undertake to um, reduce their more emergent and problem focused diagnoses. So, because that's the thing that we're all striving for. Basically, you're in the business of creating a more healthy America. So, um, let me touch then on what full charge bookkeeping delivers. And this isn't even the entire package of what my firm does for you, but um, this is basically middle tier work where we're doing full charge bookkeeping as well as we fold in year-round tax preparation. But you have time freedom to focus on your patient care. We've discussed that already. Compliance certainty, strategic insights that will help you to grow your practice, and peace of mind your finances are handled correctly. So I don't want to jump up and down on this too much, except just to say that if you are doing your own bookkeeping, you're basically traveling under an expensive delusion of saving money. You're not. You're actually costing yourself money by doing something that basically could be better handled by someone else. You already know um, the value of specialization because you're referring people to other physicians all the time. So why not refer your own book's nightmares to someone that can handle that properly and actually make more money, see a return on investment on having this done for you rather than spending your own billable time on it. Physicians who are surveyed average a compensation of over $350,000 a year and close on the idea that professional bookkeeping isn't an expense, it's a profit generating investment. So that is another thing too, is if you're looking at as a sunk cost, then you're taking the wrong approach basically. So not sugarcoating it here, but um, the plain fact of the matter is that if you take on a high level professional bookkeeping and tax planning and preparation services for your practice, you're basically investing in yourself. You're investing in your practice and your practice's growth, and it will pay dividends in the long run. So, with that, I hope you're otherwise having an amazing day, and I've given you a little bit of food for thought this morning. So, again, we do this every single Wednesday, and we'll be back next week at Wednesday, 8:30 Mountain Time. Until then, have an amazing rest of your day and the rest of the week. And if you have a chance, do something randomly kind for a stranger today.